Welcome back, everybody. My name is Mr. Llama. This is Winning with Ease, and really quickly I want to shout out to BioIce for being so patient and playing these games with me and taking the time out of his day to help me out. He did help me out with both the last game and this game, which is defending the Roach Bane all-in. Or bust, you could say, with a little, it's able to transition economically behind it somewhat. If it doesn't do enough damage, though, it's low behind, but it is a very strong push. And somebody had requested that with going Banshees as well, and so I'm going to once again be going for Banshees, same sort of build, and he will be going for the Roach Bane Bust. So I just want to quickly do another subscriber shout out. There's still a lot of names to get to, but I'm going to go through what I can. So Trow66, Tim John Jones, Mazterarius, SZGK, Sean1, Dookie63, Nilro, Truth Logic Reason, Matt in Motion, Simple Jack, and Quill, Korea Numero Uno, Geislerman, Ebe Martinez, DM, HQ, Afenzan, Henry Hirota, and Jilt Soda. So I think I'm going to end it right there for that. And I will shout out the rest of you as I do more videos, of course. Thank you for subscribing, and I hope you guys did learn stuff from this series. Possibly you just came from my casting. I do casting as well. So both the series and the casting, I hope you guys can learn something from either one, or just enjoyed it and can sit back and relax, as I do the work of trying to get all of these games in the series done, because I just had a post on Reddit, and thank you everybody there for upvoting that and for subscribing and everything like that, but I have a lot of work to do. I asked for more ideas and you guys provided, so thank you very much. But now I've got, I want to say 12, 13 more videos easily to make, at least. So I'm going to be working all night on that. So I'm just going to go for the 1-Rax expand yet again, and then I will be going into Reactored Hellions, into Cloak Banshee off of that. And my opponent, as I said, going for the Roach Bane Bust. And once again, very important things to note with the scouting SCV. Is there any gas that you see? And then, of course, is there going to be a third base around 6 to 6:30? You want to be able to get in there. Because if there is not a third base by 6 to 6:30, you may be looking at a Bane Bust, you may be looking at a Roach Bane Bust, you may be looking at 7 Roach Rush, 2 base Muta. There's a lot of things that could be coming at that point. So you really want to kind of get in there and scout for exactly what is going to be going down. So I will get in, and I don't think he has a gas up this time when I do run in. I think he takes that a little bit later, and so it all kind of comes out slightly later, but slightly together. But of course, right now I'm just like, okay, he could be going for anything at this point, but I don't see any gas, so it could be 6 Queen opener. I'm not exactly sure, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on his third base. On this map, I do like to hide the SCV a little bit, over here and stuff, just make it a little bit more difficult for him to find it. Because if you leave it at their third, sometimes they'll go and snipe it. So I do get my gas here, and I will be taking my factory at 100, and then getting my orbital, and I of course am getting the bunker at my front as well. On Cloud Kingdom, I don't feel like there's as good of places to kind of put your bunker. Maybe you could like drop it right here, possibly. I suppose that could work, but if the roaches are right there, I don't think you'd be able to hit it. So there's just not as good of places, I feel like, for putting the bunker. Maybe just up against your natural if you really want, but I like to kind of create a little supply depot wall. That's what a lot of people like to do there. So getting the reactor down, getting the factory, and this is the proper wall. In the last game, I did leave a gap between the reactor and the supply depot. That's a no-no. You don't want to do that. You want to be able to have this wall right here just as a backup wall. Very important, so make sure you do that. In the meantime, continuing to just pump out my SCVs, make sure you're always macroing, and then I can get my starport, lift this off, do all the little fun transfer stuff. And I actually like to go ahead and, I guess I'll get the tech lab on here, of course, for the Banshee, but then I like to get an additional tech lab with my barracks over there, so then I can start stim or combat shields or whatever I really want. Generally stim, to just kind of transition it. And get that upgrade for a little bit of the mid game right there. So 6 minutes, 6:20. I check in for the third. I see no third, and now I'm like, okay, so there's no third up. Possibly some sort of weird 2-base Muta push, whatever it is. Roaches, Lings, Banelings. I don't know exactly what it is. So I'm gonna move out with these Hellions. Go ahead and kill off the Lings there in front. And I believe I will also want to check in with this SCV fairly shortly. I guess I'm just waiting for Cloak here. Right, so I get Cloak, and now I'm going to go ahead and use, I guess I don't check with him, so I'm just looking at the third, but now I'm going to use my Hellions here to try and get in and draw the roaches out, so then my SCV can possibly sneak behind, but unfortunately he's going to pull his roaches back, and I'm not going to see too much except those 4 roaches there, so instead I'm just going to maintain map control and stay at this tower right here, and I'm getting out my Banshees, I'm continuing to make Hellions, and I'm just kind of chilling at this point, you know, macroing up, getting my depots, and then all of a sudden, oh, that's a ton of roaches, right? So that's 9 roaches, so I am going to run back home with these Hellions and start throwing down more bunkers right here, simply because that was a decent amount of roaches. He's on 2 bases, it's 8 minutes, and I know what a Roach Ling Bust looks like, or at least a mass roach hit, but generally it has banelings with it. So now I have my Banshee out, I can already use my Banshee to start harassing. Don't have your Hellions in like this, so pull those away. I lost one right there a little bit foolishly, but now I can use this Banshee to be very annoying. That's going to kind of force him to go for an engage, and I can use these Hellions to try and sneak in behind and look for Banshees here in the future. So right now I just kind of want to get repairing going down. I'm going to go ahead and pull these SCVs to start repairing everything. Banshee in the meantime continuing to do damage, continuing to make Banshees right here. And now I can move in with these Hellions. I'm not going to be able to get those, but I will be able to snipe a lot of these Banelings back here. And now he's going to start pushing in with everything with my Banshee. I want to start focusing down these Banelings. And the nice thing is, even though I have all these bunkers right here that are empty, he's still going to spend a lot of time focusing on these. So I have raised my ramp right here. I'm starting to make Marauders and stuff out of my barracks. And I'm going to go ahead and get this Banshee here as well, and now I will also start to throw down these barracks. I realized I wasn't going to get there in time to repair right there, so I'm actually going to throw the barracks down, trying to delay as much as possible to just let my Banshees do as much damage as they can. So I'm going to rebuild this wall, grab my SCVs right here fairly shortly. That was a slightly delayed grab. And use those to kind of finish it off. And now I can pretty much get close to stabilizing. He will be able to get in and kill off a few more SCVs. And I should put these back to mining. There we go. But really, he's not going to be able to do too much. He'll try and come in with these Banelings. Huge thing right here to watch for. Pick off the Banelings with your Banshees. If you note right there, he would have been able to easily get into my base had I not focused down those Banelings right there with my Banshees. So that is big. That's why I had my Banshees still chilling right over here, because I wanted to make sure I could pick off any secondary attack that came in with Banelings right there. And now I've kind of stabilized. I'm not in a terrible position. I can continue making my SCVs. I can start pushing out a little bit with everything that I've got here. He's going to start pushing in with some Lings and such. And now I can move over with my Banshees to his third base and just try and deny that. If he is taking a third base or whatnot. So here, just kind of push out, be a little annoying with these Hellions, and just try and do whatever I can. And there's his third base going up, so I can now start microing to defeat that right there. So that's pretty much going to be it for this game, I believe. I don't think it really needs to go once again. It was kind of a long game. I'm not sure why that's lifted off. But once again, it was kind of... I wonder how long I've had that like that. So it was kind of a longer game and such, and don't lose your Banshees foolishly against these queens like this. So pull back. But yeah, so that's pretty much all that I really want you guys to see. Now I can take my third, I can kind of stabilize right here, get out more barracks, I can start throwing down engineering bays, getting upgrades, I can start on the STEM research. I probably should have got that a little earlier, but I was kind of preoccupied with everything. But regardless, a pretty easy hold, I'd like to say. Kind of difficult, probably one of the more difficult holds that you'll have to deal with, especially in TvZ, simply because the strength of the Roach Bane push right there, even with all those bunkers and stuff. If you're going for Banshees, you just aren't going to have a lot of units out, and so you're just going to have to rely on your Banshees to really deal the damage while you kind of stall for them to get out. But now I'm not in a terrible position whatsoever. And I'd say the game is once again pretty close to back to even. So that's going to be it. My name is Mr. Llama. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.